All right, so what a fantastic end to the week. So we definitely ended the week in the positive, clearly. But let me actually pull up my channel and let's do some quick rough math here and take a look at how we did. So 6 days, 3, 2, 1 yesterday, and then today. Well, today is the video we're working on right now. Okay, so 1200 plus 1000. So that's 22, 32, 42, minus 36. I'm going to have to break out the calculator, guys. Sorry. So what was it? 4,200 minus 3,600 plus 3,350 today. So we're up about $4,000 for the week. I want to say too, I started the week, these 2 days, I only had 3 trading. I was only trading across 3 accounts, and now I'm trading across 6. So that's part of the reason why this loss was so big and today's gains were so big. I added some more accounts to that. So just being fully transparent about that. So let's jump over to the live stream and we'll take a look at all of the trades that happened and explain a little bit what's going on in them. So here's our first trade, which is a win. This is rather unfortunate. Let's increase our playback speed here. It's rather unfortunate what happens to me here. So you can see I'm in a trade. There's a position here. There's a position that's live right here. And unfortunately, my earn to trade account is not profiting from this trade because I switched over to Sim yesterday because I was about to hit max loss on the day for earn to trade. So I had to swap it over, but I wanted to continue watching the trades work themselves out. So unfortunately, I forgot to swap them back. So I ended up missing out on this first trade with earn to trade. So we'll just go through this here. All this is it's a breakout strategy, long breakout strategy. It's a bullish day, bullish pattern. We have a long breakout. And by the way, usually when we have these breakouts, we need to be relatively low. So we wouldn't want to be trading. I'm not going to talk about it, all of the exact context for it, but generally speaking, you want some of the indicators to be pointing down, telling you that price is low in order for you to want to buy a breakout going higher. Usually, that's statistically the case. So we'll go ahead on to the next trade. That one happened really quickly. So that was plus 200. Here we have one that takes us up $225. But this one was stressful. So this is sort of the inverse of the last trade that we took, where the market has clearly moved up higher. We're above this swing high. So in a bull market, in a bull trend, if it were truly trending today, this would be a bad spot to take a short. And you can see, sort of looks like a bad spot to take a short, even though the market was pretty rangy today. So, this was a tough one because the fill was perfectly in the wrong spot. The fill was exactly in the wrong spot for this trade. And if we watch here, we'll see that we get pretty close to hitting our stop. So we're 7 points away there, 4 points away. It felt like an absolute certainty that I was going to lose this trade while I was in it at the time. But we hang on to it. We have to let I know that this has an edge with the stop being placed where it is and the target being placed where it is. This trade has an edge. So we're going to let it work itself out. And again, don't want to call him out in every video, but this is a classic Patrick Weenland pattern, right? So bull flag. We have two-legged pullback, you could even say. Leg 1 down, leg 2 down. Now we're breaking above this upper downward facing trend channel in an uptrend, quote unquote an uptrend. Should be buying here and have your target at the high or beyond the high. It doesn't work. You know, I tried for so long to try and make it work, try to add filters to make it work, to the point where now I'm inverting it and making money doing that. So yeah, in real time, this was a much more stressful trade, and I really wanted to close it before it hit target there because the target was right at this low. And you know, sometimes you think it's not going to break that low. The market lows and highs get broken all the time. You know, all the time, every single day, market's breaking lows and highs left and right. So can't be too scared of that. Then a couple 2.5 hours go by before we get the next trade, and this one ends up being a loss. So this is again same kind of an idea. Market's been ranging. We're down, you can't see here, but we're below that swing low from earlier. We have a break. The market looks like it wants to go higher. The market's trending, trying to reverse this trend, and it does do that in reality, in actuality, a little bit later on. So we try to get long here, trying to get long, low. So relatively small stop, almost 14 points there. And we do end up getting stopped out there for minus $275. So we'll continue here. It's actually funny because it kind of started to come back, came very close to our stop, and started moving back towards that break even. Felt like, oh, maybe this is going to work at one point, but it didn't. Kind of used our. You can always tell when oftentimes when you're trading, you kind of feel alone in these decisions that you're making. But when you see this happen, where you enter and then the market starts using your order as support or resistance, you know a lot of other people were trying to do what you did, and that's why there's resistance there. So a lot of people saw this break of structure and thought market structure shift, break of structure, whatever you want to call it. We broke a swing high at the low of a range. A lot of people are trying to get long in here. Makes sense to try and do it. Didn't work this particular time, and that's okay. That's why we have a stop loss, and we use that to protect our account. All right, now we'll go on to the last two trades here. Order submitted. So again, this is the same kind of idea. We're at the low of a range. We're going to try and get long. We're finding different ways to try and do that. Relatively similar take profit and stop loss on this trade. Edge is wide enough for us to be able to do that. So we have a relatively large target here, $250 target. And this trade, just going back here, did it ever even go into drawdown? Let's see. I think this one worked really well. I didn't notice I was in the trade until, yeah, it just barely, looks like it went against us a tick. So this ended up being a really fantastic trade in terms of nerves. Stress-free trade. It'd come close to the target and come back a little bit, but there we go. Now the next trade happens very quickly after that. This one, I couldn't figure out when the trade was happening. What trade is this? I'm wondering what the setup is, because I don't remember having a stop and target that are that far from each other. So I'm actually going to run the analysis on this and make sure that this is correct, because that is that edge must be, I must have to win a lot of trades in order for this to work. It does end up winning, and I trusted that I set it up correctly. I really felt like closing this trade because I'm not familiar with the stop being that far away. It's a like 35 point stop and a 7.5 point target, I think. Seems like a bad idea, but it does end up working. So I am going to check on that. But that's the day. So great day, great week, despite one losing day. You can't get too nervous when you have those losing days. You got to suffer through them. They're going to happen, whether you're trading manually or otherwise, trading manually or using a computer to help you enter and exit trades at the exact moment that you get a signal, which is the real reason to use algorithms. If you have a setup that you like, program it into a computer, tell it to do exactly what you want to do. It's going to be able to do it faster than you and without the emotion. So yeah, hopefully we can get things going pretty soon where we'll be able to share some of my algorithms that I have been working on, some of the ones that I've shown you in the stream. I'm working on some other ones. Definitely stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. I'm basically working on setting up a website where I can host all of that. Um, these algos are not, you install them, you turn it on, you walk away, and it's going to make money forever. Um, you do have to tweak and tune them based on market conditions. I've tried using things like ATR to try and have them adapt and mold themselves using multiples of daily ATR or a 5 minute or 15-minute ATR to try and get things. It just doesn't work that well. You do have to kind of babysit them from that standpoint. You can't, an algorithm's not going to work forever unless you modify it. Modify it relatively frequently, not too frequently, not like every day, but so that's what we're doing. So the reason I'm bringing this up is we really need a website to host all of those things so that you can see them, see the updates to the algorithms, download the updates to the algorithms, download updated templates that give you the appropriate stops and targets based on current market conditions. So it's not just a thing where I can just put these files out there and you're going to have success. You need to be informed, educated on how to use them, and updated when things change. So really want to do this the right way. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. Got a few people watching in the last couple of days. So I really appreciate you guys kind of joining the club here at Funded Prop Trader HQ, and hope you all have a great weekend.